Good morning. It's 10:01 a.m. on Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. Call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. If everyone would please stand, we will do the invocation. Please pray with me. Holy Father, we come before you and we just thank you for the blessings that you provide, the recent rain, cooler temperatures, just the general fact that we get to live here in Wichita County, in the greatest state, the greatest country. It is a blessing, and let us not forget it. Lord, I pray that you would be with us this morning. Let us approach each of these decisions with wisdom and sobriety, and please just walk with us so that we make decisions that are best for the people who live here. Lord, we ask that you would please protect our first responders, our military, everyone who's serving us in some capacity, and that you would watch over them and that you would protect them. And Lord, finally, just want to echo what Commissioner Fincannon prayed for last week, and I know it's something that's on a lot of our hearts and minds. Pray that in the midst of a divisive political season, pray that you would let us be grateful people and let us remember all the things we share in common, and and how to argue and discuss political things without developing hatred in our hearts for each other. Lord, you're good. We love you. We praise you. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Please join us for the pledge to the U.S. flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now the pledge to the Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right, everyone, please be seated. This time, I would like to ask Debbie Pinkins to come up so we can recognize her for 5 years of service in Wichita County. As you all know, Debbie loves to be the center of attention, which is why we'll let her have 20 minutes to no, it's everyone in here has seen, we always like to recognize milestones of folks who've dedicated careers and service to folks of Wichita County. And Debbie's at that first milestone that we celebrate, 5 years. As you all know, she works in the county judges in the Commissioner's Court office. And she is the first people most members of the public see when they walk into our office, and that is by design because she has such a great personality, interacting with people, cares about customer service, does a great job on the phone, and so there's a reason that she's out there up front, and we appreciate her being willing to do it. As all of y'all know, sometimes being the front line can be a challenging place to be. And so she does a great job with it. So I'm glad I've gotten to get to know her over the last 21 months now. And just appreciate 5 years of service and look forward to many more. Would you like to say anything?
I'm grateful. I love my job, and I really do love my job. And I like everybody I work with, and I appreciate it.
This has been a hard year.
Yes.
And Debbie has handled it well and just rolled with the punches, and her faith is evident, and it means a lot. It means a lot to me, and I think it means a lot to other folks who've watched you roll with some hard punches. So, would anyone else like to say anything?
Just remember, Debbie is the complaint department.
Thank you, Barry.
Deb, I told Nancy, I said, I can't believe Debbie's been here 5 years already, and she said, I thought it was a lot longer.
That's a good thing.
Considering the parade we had before her. Good job.
Thank you.
I'd like to say Debbie goes out of her way to try to help us take care of whatever we have, even with, let's just say, working for this group of people is not always the easiest. Sometimes there's some moods and some problems, but there's some arguments behind the scene, but she really goes above and beyond trying to make sure that we all get along, and she does everything she can for us. So I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. So we have a certificate for you, and then as well as a token of our gratitude in the folder. It's a pleasure working with you. Thank you.
Judge.
There you go. And then your picture.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you. think that is everything in our presentation section. So at this time, it is 10:07. We will open up for public comments. As a reminder, comments need to be limited to 5 minutes or less, and the Commissioners Court cannot take action on items brought up during public comment. Do we have any public comment this morning?
Going to be a county-wide day of prayer at the courthouse, on the courthouse lawn this Saturday, I believe starts at 3 o'clock.
Yep.
Just wanted to make everyone aware of that, and we can use as much prayer as we can get, trust me.
Yeah. I would like to say one thing, and I'll just put this out to the citizens, the media or whatever, but if county residents or city residents or either way see any problems with any of the county roads, please call the county commissioner's office and report it to Debbie or report it to one of the commissioners, because
Or
just
fill
put-
out the form.
or fill out a form that's online, but either way, just call us and maybe not put it straight out on social media that we can't ever get the county out there, because if we don't know about it, we don't know to go fix it. So,
Yeah.
we do really try to keep up with potholes and complaints and signs and stuff like that. We just need to be notified because we don't always see them. So that's one thing I just want to bring out.
Okay. Do we have any other?
Judge, yes, we've got a Kidfish event coming up in Iowa Park, the 1st of November, and I'll get more information on that as well, but we've been doing that for 25 years or better in Iowa Park at Lake Gordon on the highway there, and so it's a great outing for kiddos to come and get to fish, and you don't have to have any equipment. We'll furnish it all.
And Nancy, I've been told that we're capped out on our safe room applications.
Yes,
Okay.
I had the online application shut down for now.
Okay.
And usually not everybody gets the $3,000 rebate. They install safe rooms for less than $6,000. So there may be money left over, and then we'll reopen it then.
But for now, it's
For now,
it's
it's-
closed and we have
yes.
maxed out. Okay.
Didn't we do like 300 last time we did that?
Yeah, we did a lot.
Yeah, we did a bunch. That was a very popular program, very popular program. It's a good opportunity. We live in the rolling plains.
Is the nominal cost roughly $6,000?
Yeah, I think you can get one for that. I'm sure it
You
goes
can get
all
a
the way
nice size one. Well, in 2018, you could get a nice size one for $3,500.
Oh.
I don't know what they are now.
I'm sure it's gone down since then.
Great program. Yeah.
All right. Any other public comment this morning? Okay, it is 10:10. Public comment is closed. Let's move on to the consent agenda. I have one small edit to make on this. On item number 3, it's a motion to approve Centrio quote number 002509 V1 in the amount of $8,863 for wiring in the 30th District Courtroom to be paid from Permanent Improvement Fund. When I was looking at that, I went, that seems a lot for the courtroom. And I went back and looked, it's for the whole office suite. It's 45 drops. So just so that it's easy to understand and is clear on what it actually is, it's for the 30th District Court. Just court, not courtroom. Which covers the offices and everything.
Yeah, that's all the computer drops and
Yeah.
data. Would like to point out on item number 5, the additional cost of $2582 will actually cover half of that. HPA will be reimbursing us for half. It was actually a 3-way split on that. Litigant picked up part of the tab as well. It was a miss in the drawings.
Okay. Were there any objections to making that change in consent agenda number 3 from courtroom to court? Okay.
Move to approve with noted change.
Judge, I'd just like to say I'll second that motion, but those properties, if you have any questions or you want to know, feel free to call on those. We're vetting those out now with the Texas Communities Group, so.
Are those zeros on there because there's not a
a physical
Physical
address
address,
that.
that's what I was assuming.
But I can pinpoint it for you on the
Okay,
map.
Very good.
And will all of those be sold up on the 5th floor as part of that
No.
process, or no?
No, they'll be online through the Texas Communities
Okay.
Group,
They're sold
and you
like a
can
real estate
place a
sale.
bid.
Okay.
How long, what's the period, do you know?
As soon as they have all the title work done on those properties, these will probably sell around January.
Okay.
All right, I heard a motion from Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Watts, to approve the consent agenda as amended. Does anyone have any questions or comments on the motion or the items? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Moving along to general business, item number 1, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve and ratify the minutes of the September 17, 2024 regular session and the September 20, 2024 special session.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Beecham, seconded by Commissioner Fincannon, to approve and ratify both sets of minutes. Are there any questions or comments on the motion or the item itself? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Item number 2, review and approve the regular bills for payment. Verify payroll taxes have been filed. Order county treasurer to disperse payroll and/or bills within 72 hours via U.S. mail, FedEx, UPS, or electronically, unless directed otherwise, or may be picked up and ledgered in the treasurer's office.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham, to approve, verify, and disperse. Do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. All opposed, same sign. That motion carries 5-0. Item number 3, receive the August Treasurer's Report. Mr. Jones?
Unfortunately, I don't have a PowerPoint today
Thanks, sir.
because I left my computer unplugged overnight and it's battery dead. So, nothing huge to look at this month. As you can see, we're still fairly on track. We had a lot of expenditures in August. Balance went way down. Part of that was we did some investments. But a majority of it was just other things that went out the door. We moved a large balance from ARPA over to permanent improvement, because that was an amount that you guys had approved before that was just taken care of, officially moving it for that purpose. I'm trying to think of what else was big. Our overall balance in American National is about the same as it was at the beginning of the month. Just through general moving stuff where it goes. Tax pool and Texas class, we've gone down. We're going to go down throughout the year as we normally do. Again, Jen has gone down quite a bit. That $3 million from Jen was from the investments that we did, and then just other bills and payroll and all that. And I'm sure you guys all saw the announcement Wednesday with interest rates going down, and they're saying there's going to be a couple more in the next couple months. So we're going to keep going down. We were at 5.4 on prime and Texas class on 8/31. It's already closing in on 5, and it's going to go down farther than that over the next couple months. But we've been doing our best to make hay as the sun's been shining all along. So we're in better shape than we could be, but we just kind of got to do what's there.
It looks like we took a pretty sharp dive in our cash balance.
We did. That's what I was saying. Well, like I said, $3 million is that investment that we moved over,
Okay,
and we
three-
locked in
okay,
some
gotcha.
good rates there. But then the rest is just from normal expenses. Payroll eats up about $3 million a month.
Okay.
in Gen, on the major expenditures for Gen, there weren't a whole lot that were great big ones, but there were a lot of ones that were under 5,000. At the bottom line on that page 5, all of their expenditures are for everything that's under $5,000 added together, added up to 1.5 million. There were just a lot of small expenditures that went out.
That's a little out of the ordinary.
That's a lot more
isn't it?
than normal, yeah.
But we don't expect that trend line.
I certainly hope not.
Because we'll run out of, we'll run
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, I certainly hope not. That's all the stuff that's on the list that goes out.
Yeah.
Um,
And typically, the graph shows that we start picking up income again in November, but.
Well, yeah, as soon as tax starts
Yes,
to come in, and then,
yeah.
I don't know when that's gonna start coming in, depends on when, tax office sends out those, but we're crossing our fingers and being hopeful, and we do have some, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, we've got some investments that are coming mature, in fourth quarter, which is why I was okay with going ahead and making those ones for next year, last month,
Okay.
because we've got 4 million coming mature next quarter, so. I'm optimistic that we will continue to keep the lights on.
Which, yeah, if we've got that 4 million coming mature, then
Yeah, we're just gonna not be
that'll
able
balance that.
we're not gonna be able to reinvest that right away
Okay. Good deal.
until tax dollars start to roll in.
Okay.
The other big thing was, debt. We paid off another debt payment well, that was this month, sorry. 9/15, it didn't show up in August, it showed up this month. Another 2.5 million went out to pay for the LEC, so. On the next report, you'll see we're done paying for the year on debt service, but the next one will come due in March. So, any questions over any of that? I'm sorry I don't have a fun PowerPoint this time,
No, it's good. It's always helpful
it's
to.
been a busy couple weeks.
We'll be looking for a place to go with money again here in a few months if it continues to slide.
Yeah, like I said, we've got investments that are out there, and that's the whole purpose of them.
You know, generally, if you're sitting there with a big balance like on the jail bond, you think, oh, well, we're still better off, you know, but that's locked in, so,
Mhm.
yeah, it doesn't matter, but.
Yeah, I forget, there is a time in the future when we'll be able to try and refinance that, I think. I don't remember when that is, but it's still a ways off.
It's like 2 years, I think.
2027. Yeah. I got a little carried away. Precinct T spent a lot of money.
So when that comes up,
I got you beat.
we're able to open that thing and deal with
Next
it
one.
again. What are the options, like in 27? Would that be to pay it off or to renegotiate it? or
Refinance.
Refinance it, so,
Yeah, we're not gonna be within reach of paying it off for a while, so.
yeah, I don't, and there wouldn't be any reason to because of where it is, so.
Mhm.
You'll
And we
be
have no
ready.
idea what interest rates are gonna look like in 2027 at
Yeah,
this
who
point, so.
knows, you know.
You don't think we'll be ready to just pay $80 million in one swoop in 27?
Pay it off.
Yeah, to pay it off.
Well, the payoff amount might be a little bit less, so we're in the 70s or so.
Okay. Any other questions for Mr. Jones? Stephen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. General business item number 4, discuss, consider, and/or take action to approve the Ag Extension Department request to move the secretary to the office assistant position following the retirement of the existing employee in September 2024. This change will authorize the employee to work no more than 28 hours per week with a payroll rate to be set by the department head, not to exceed the current budgeted rate. Went ahead and had the 24 budget page and the 24 and the 25 budget pages printed off so y'all could just see it at a glance what's happening. So right now you can see there's 2 part-time positions in the Ag Extension office, both at 20 hours a week. One's the office assistant and the other one is the part-time secretary. We had talked and knew this was coming. I think I had briefly mentioned it during one of our workshops, but for 25, we're essentially doing away with one of those 20-hour positions, making the office assistant position a 28-hour-a-week position. That was already planned for in 25. Melba retired a little earlier than we originally thought that she might, and so we're now in a situation where we're just gonna move up what we were planning on doing in 25 and going ahead and doing it now. It is, it's not budget neutral, it's actually budget positive. And so, if y'all have any questions, you can. Katrina, would you like to say anything in addition to what I just laid out there?
I just think with our eventual move to Owl Park, and I think the 25 budget also has an FCH position in it. We'll have 3 full-time county extension agents, and Mandy Pfeffer is the one that we've just hired to fill our part-time position, and we'll be able to juggle all the hats while we get over there and kind of figure out what all we might need, later on down the road. But she is well qualified. I've worked with her in the past, so I think it would be a really good opportunity to increase those hours instead of bringing on another part-time person. And then, we look at in a couple of, months that we have to do something different anyway, so.
I would suspect that when you get into the new location, you're gonna become a lot more visible and a lot more accessible than we are here, and I would expect traffic to increase. That's sometime down the line, but
Right.
I think it's ultimately gonna happen. A lot of people are excited about that being more of a storefront operation where they can have more access. It's just gonna be a lot simpler than it has been in the past, and I think that could really help the program, so.
And Katrina, you'll probably have more club meetings in that vicinity too, won't you? When the time comes, will you probably be able to host some meetings there as well?
Yes, I'm excited to have, the teaching kitchen and a classroom situation that I can hold project meetings in without having to find a rental spot
Right.
another place. We're excited about getting into Owl Park
Yeah, good.
sooner than
It'll
later.
open up some things that we
Late
not
spring,
have.
early summer.
Yeah.
We gotta have a whole lot of help packing. We have a lot of stuff.
We've got a lot of helpers out on the freeway.
Judge, I'd make that motion to accept this change.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Watts, seconded by Commissioner Beecham, to approve this change. And Matt, that language is good for what y'all need on the payroll side, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, do we have any questions, comments on the motion or the item? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Mandy, welcome to court. First time. Probably won't see you much again, but you're always welcome.
Well, thank you.
All right, item number 5, motion to approve simplified building concepts quote number 162820 in the amount of $9,285.36 for an ADA railing system for the south side of the courthouse to be paid from permanent improvement fund. This was originally on consent agenda. I'd asked to move it down to general business because I wanted us to discuss whether or not it makes sense to pay for this out of ARPA funds that are unallocated versus permanent improvement. Before that, though, would you like to talk about the project, Commissioner?
I'll defer to Rick. Rick's done most of the legwork on it, so.
Morning.
Good morning.
So basically, whenever they were doing the monument work out front, the contractor was able to do the handicap ramp out front to where people have access, reasonable access to get to those memorials. And I said monument, memorial. But at any rate, so as that being there, it needed to have some railing on it, handicap railing, because you just can't have a open ramp. So I was looking at different options, and we did have a small project that I got some bids on from a local welding company that was kind of eye-popping for the small amount of work that we were going to pay to have what we needed done. That was around that smoking area.
We ended up doing it in-house for
Right.
fraction.
A fraction. So then when I was looking at the possibility of trying to do that whole ramp in-house, it got pretty, it's technical because you gotta have all the ADA compliance for that. Then you start getting into materials. Are you gonna use steel? Are you gonna paint it? Are you gonna continuously paint it? Is it gonna rust? Is it, so it just came down to finding a prefabricated system that met all the ADA requirements, pre-built for the biggest part, and then we just assemble it in-house and we install it ourselves. To me, seemed to make the most sense. And so there's not a lot of companies that I found that do that. This one particular company specializes in this, and so that's where all of this came about. So, it's going to be important that we have the railing for sure, but, it just depends on how do we go about doing it.
And based on the previous bid we got, this is a bargain price. So,
And I can imagine, I think you've mentioned it, it's a pretty specialized thing. Were you able to find another quote besides this company, or?
No, I could, that's what I was saying, these kind of people are specialized, that's why I couldn't find, another person who does this, or that I could find, that builds this prefab and then ships it to you and you install it.
And one thing I'll bring up is the fact that this is all hot dip galvanized,
Yeah.
so there won't be any future maintenance on it, which I did, when I first saw the price tag, I called and did some checking too, but for the size of handrail it is and what it is, the price is not bad. Even if we haven't been able to reach out and get any other quotes, because custom build that in-house and then send it to the Metroplex or to Houston to have it hot dip galvanized and bring it back would cost you a fortune, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, another aspect to the product is the tubing that they use. It's called gator tube. So it's hot dip galvanized, and then it also has a 3-process coating on top of that to protect it even longer. So in essence, it should be here a very, very long time
I mean,
with no maintenance.
For this being the total cost of that whole project, it's a good bargain, a good deal for the county. That we've made a tremendous improvement, taking care of a bunch of busted up sidewalk and curbing, and put in a nice safety ramp.
And I guess y'all will be doing the install once the
Correct.
pieces arrive. Okay.
Yeah. So there would be, anchors and things like that, but minimal cost on the other end of that for installation. Biggest cost is up front and getting it shipped, shipping.
Yeah, shipping was probably $1,300, I think.
That's a chunk in itself.
But Mark, that was a real savings on the ramp itself.
Oh, yeah.
What Wilson did for you.
Yeah, Wilson was able to do that as part of the other project with no additional cost, so.
So it will be time to break out the hammer drill.
Yes, sir. Well, and it's really gonna make a nice, we can also, designate a couple of those parking areas for handicapped people up front to where they can get to those memorials and have good access to them and be able to get
Or
the
the
benefit
different
of it.
things we have at the courthouse, like this Saturday, so a nice place to park right up front, so.
Yep.
So then, question is on where it comes from, so we can pay for it out of permanent improvement. I did, just so you all know, and this will be a subject of a future Commissioner's Court item, we're gonna end up with about $370,000 to $375,000 right now of ARPA funds that are unallocated today that we need to allocate before the end of the year.
But we've got the way station really unencumbered at this time for how we're going to
So,
underwrite.
yeah, and that's why I want to have that future meeting on what we're going to do with that. For this project, I thought it would make sense for us to go ahead and use money that we need to allocate. Now, it makes sense because it's an extension of the memorial project to me. Checked with our auditor's office, I think we're good to go on using it if we want to. But that's up,
Yeah.
it's up to this court.
I'd make a motion to approve it and pay it out of ARPA.
Yeah, second. I think that's a good move. Thanks, Rick. Thanks for
Rick.
doing all the
Thanks, Rick.
legwork on that. It's good work.
And it will be a big improvement there on the front yard, so to
Yeah,
speak,
for
of the
sure.
county.
Yes.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Fincannon, seconded by Commissioner Beecham, to approve Simplified Building Concepts quote number 162820 in the amount of $9,285.36 for an ADA railing system for the south side of the courthouse to be paid from ARPA funds. All right, do we have any questions or comments on the motion or the item itself? All right, that motion is before us. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Brings us to item number 6, receive update on courthouse renovations and county courthouse annexes. Commissioner Beecham?
Annex project is nearing the end, waiting on the final certificate of occupancy, which we should have either by the end of this week or very early next week. Not much left to go to get that. I think still like fire inspection, and then I think that's the last thing, so finally getting that one done. Of course, we'll still have punch list items to take care of there. 30th District Court still moving along. They're gonna start putting ceiling grid in next week. So lighting is mostly installed in the courtroom itself, although it can only come up half bright right now till the controller comes in, so, but you can see it a little bit in the light now, so. That's about it, really. Oh, well, Iowa Park Annex. We had our first pre-construction meeting last week on that, so we got everybody working on a schedule of events to happen, so we coordinate IT and everything to keep Tommy's office operational as much as possible during everything, because the IT closet actually moves to the new part of the building, so we have a lot of coordination effort with Brendan. Brendan's got his hands full, so, but yeah, that's it.
Okay. Always juggling, just here's a couple more things to juggle. All right, do we have any other questions or comments on that item? Okay. Well, it is 10:34 and court is adjourned.